Hello, welcome friends and spiritual travelers. This is Mystic Owl. Today we have your April 2021 forecast. So what's coming up for you for the month of April? I'm aware that it's already the start of April, but better late than never. I've actually had a big couple of weeks recently. I've moved states in Australia, I've moved places. So I'm now living back in Queensland, closer to my friends and family. And I've got a lot of study going on, so I've been a bit busy recently. I hope you're all doing well and managing to stay safe and persevering through COVID. But moving on, let's get started with the pick a card reading. So I thought I'd get a rune card as the place marker for each of the piles. So bear with me as I shuffle. Pile 1. Pile 1, this is your card. Pile 2. Pile 3. And pile 4. So they are your place markers. Please use the runes to choose a pile. Choose with your intuition. Remember, this is a general reading, so take any that which resonates with you and leave the rest behind. Thank you all for being here and supporting me and for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. And let's get started with pile number 1 to find out what's coming for you in the month of April 2021. Hello, welcome pile 1. You have the rune of Taiwas, which is the rune associated with justice and harmony, finding balance again in a certain situation, which is a really optimistic omen, I think, for you for the month of April, indicating that maybe if you've been feeling a little bit out of whack recently, you've been feeling a little bit down, things are going to turn around, I sense. What I'm drawn to, well, a couple of things actually in this card, is that with Taiwas, it looks as if it's like the north arrow pointing upwards, as if you're like elevating and going forward, moving forwards again. And this card, the imagery on this card really reminds me of the Six of Swords in Tarot, which is the card associated with like moving away from rough waters into calmer waters where you're finding peace and clarity a little bit more. Things are starting to become a little bit more smooth sailing, so to speak. So I think April's a month where you're starting to find balance and harmony again in your life, maybe after what's possibly been a little bit of a challenging time, or there may have been a certain situation in your life that's been a little bit challenging or difficult to deal with. But I think it's a positive omen for you, pile 1. Good on you. But let's move on to your tarot cards to find a little bit more about what's happening for you in the month of April. Put that over there. And we'll get onto your oracle cards a little bit later. So you have the 5 of Cups, okay? Disappointment, pessimism, and regret, it says. Oh, you have the 6 of Cups too. Interesting. Innocence, playfulness, and joy. And final card is the High Priestess. Lovely. Inner voice, subconscious, and intuition. Interesting. Yeah, I am sensing for you, pile 1, that with the 5 of Cups here, disappointment, pessimism, maybe you've just been feeling a little bit low. 5 of Cups is the card associated with disappointment. In the Standard Rider-Waite, it's the querent looking at the 3 cups that have fallen over, just sort of forgetting that there's still 2 cups there, that there's still things to be grateful for. There's still things that are going right in your life. And I think this month you're starting to see that a little bit more. You're moving out of this feeling of being disappointed with something that didn't work out the way you were hoping for, or something that ended quite abruptly. I suspect recently you've had a bit of a hard time, but April for you, I think, is a month where you start to like turn things around with the Six of Cups here. It does say innocence and playfulness and joy, which is a really positive omen, I think, that you start to see potentially even the blessings in the experience that was a little bit trialing for you recently. Whatever it is that you went through that may have been a little bit hard, I think maybe this month you'll start to see why, in a sense, that may have been beneficial for your life, as if it was meant to happen for a reason, or you may have learned a certain lesson out of it. And so that sort of lightens your spirits a little bit more. But I think also it's a month where you just start to push forward and to leave behind any feelings of disappointment. With the High Priestess, which tends to indicate like strong intuition and trusting in your gut instincts a little bit more, divine guidance, really trusting in any sort of intuitive nudges that you may have. What I'm getting from this card with the subconscious word there is that I think maybe you're just starting to realize that things are turning out okay. For me, this kind of feels as if it's like a turning period, especially with Taiwas there and the scales, right, of balance and justice. Like it's your turn now to start to see the brighter side of life a little bit and to actually like start living the way that you want to live and to leave anything that wasn't working out for you behind. So I think April is a month where you find the courage within to push forward and to like, I guess, to still see the blessings in life of what you still currently have going on for you, but also in a way to start to see how, I guess, this trialing period or this experience that was a little bit hard to bear may actually benefit you in the future, what you've learned from it, and what blessings there are from it, which I think is really lovely. The Six of Cups always reminds me, it's in the Standard Rider-Waite, it's the two children with the man giving the little child some flowers. It's really beautiful energy. It can be associated also with nostalgia, about remembering some past experiences. I think you're coming into a point where you're learning to just sort of like forget anything that didn't work out in the past, basically. Leaving the past in the past and learning to enjoy being in the moment a little bit more, knowing full well with the High Priestess that you are being guided to finding a better life, finding peace and harmony in your life again, which I think is really lovely, Pile 1. Beautiful. Moving on from that, let's have a look at your Oracle cards to see what they have to say. Your first card is the card of Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. There you go. Okay, beautiful. You have the card of Align Your Life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Okay. And your final card is the card of Remain Positive. Lovely. Interesting that you have Akasha and your guidance is divinely guided. Along with the High Priestess, I sense this is a month where you really learn to trust your intuition a little bit more, especially with Taiwas here and the arrow pointing forward, like pointing up towards the North Star. It kind of gives me the feeling that I think you're like overcoming a period where maybe you were feeling a little bit confused or lost in the past, and you're starting to feel as if you're getting more direction and understanding about what it is that you need to do or where you're going. I sense it's a month where your intuition is heightened, Pile 1. You may be receiving a lot of signs and synchronicities from the universe and your spirit guides, letting you know that everything is okay and things are turning out for you, especially with Taiwas also. Things are starting to balance out in your favor a little bit more is what I'm getting, most definitely. You've also got the number 6 there in the Six of Cups, which is also the number of like of balance and harmony. So there's a strong indication that like that things are turning around for you, that you are starting to find more balance in your life again. And I think it's because you're learning to just trust that like your intuition is guiding you onto something bigger and better. With the Align Your Life, what is not aligned or needs to change? I just sense that once again, this is a reminder to let go of anything from the past that wasn't working for you, or to like leave behind any ill feelings about things that didn't work out, or feelings of disappointment. And I think you're naturally doing that anyway. The reading is really indicating to me that you're coming into a place where you're starting to feel better about yourself and where your life is headed, I sense, Pile 1. So naturally, I think you are starting to move forward and to leave these things behind. once again with Tywells also, and I love referring to this card because it's giving me so many messages. Like, it really does remind me of the Six of Swords, where you're moving into better waters, where you're finding more peace and tranquility in your life, and just trusting with the High Priestess and the Akasha card here that you are being guided and that everything is working out the way it's supposed to. In a way, starting to really accept that those things that you went through that were really hard to deal with, and any disappointments that you may have had in the past, like, were kind of part and parcel to the journey that you're on, and things that you were supposed to experience that you could learn from is what I'm getting. So this is a really, really beautiful reading. Just remain positive and know that everything is turning out okay for you, that you are on the right path, and that you're on the way to bringing more balance and harmony back into your life. Lovely. Moving on from that, let's get some further messages for you, pile 1, from the Moonology cards. Spirit, can we get some further messages, please? Ooh, wow. Okay, the new moon in Aquarius. Bring love into the situation. That's just like flipped over instantly. Any further messages, please, Spirit, for pile number 1? Yeah, bring love into the situation. This is just reminding me, I think, also of the need to to remain positive, right? To believe and choose to believe that things will turn out better. When we can sometimes get really stuck in our own pessimistic mindset when we perceive certain failures to be like really, really hard to bear, or if we tend to like focus on things that didn't work out, it's really hard to shift that mindset. But I think in a way, you're already starting to do that, pile 1, is what I'm seeing from the cards. But the new moon in Aquarius, along with the Remain Positive card, is just a reminder to continue to be positive, to continue to like affirm those positive thoughts, and to choose to believe that like the things that you are trying to manifest and the life that you want to live in the future is on the way. You just need to keep moving forward, and to really believe in it, to trust that Spirit has your back and that Spirit is guiding you towards the things that you actually want in your life, right? Any further messages, please, for pile number 1? Oh, there you go. Ooh, lovely. There you go. Oops, sorry, I just hit the camera. But that says it all, really. A new start is coming. The new moon, a new start is coming. Beautiful. That's a really powerful card too. And it's a positive new start, absolutely, with the Remain Positive card here and the card of Tywells indicating that you are moving into better waters. I think you've really turned a corner is the expression that I want to use, pile 1. Whatever it is that you've been through, I think you're leaving in the past, you're moving on from it. And because you're choosing to remain positive and to express positivity out to the universe, to try and change your mindset and focus on the things that you have in your life that are blessings, and choosing to be grateful for the good things that you still have in your life, I think you're attracting more and more positive experiences towards you. And you're most definitely on the right track. This is a really amazing month, I think, where you start to turn things around and really start to feel better about yourself, which I think is really beautiful. Lovely. Also, with the bring love into the situation, I think it just reminds me of like self-love in a way, you know, like looking after yourself and doing the things that you love to really make you feel better and to raise your vibration a little bit more. But a really optimistic reading. Beautiful cards for you there, pile 1. Let's get a closeout message for you from this new little tiny deck that I had arrive in the mail yesterday from my beautiful friends at 78 Stars. You should check them out for all things spirituality and tarot. Let's see if we can get a closeout message for you, please, pile 1. Spirit, can we get a closeout message, please, for pile number 1? They're just beautiful, like, sweet cards about, like, positive affirmations and things to focus on in order to, like, really change your mindset, which I think you're doing naturally anyway, but let's see what the cards have to say. A closeout message, please, Spirit, for pile number 1. Okay, here we go. Manifest. My dreams help me to manifest all that I need. Okay, that's really beautiful. Well, I think this is actually referring to like paying attention to your dreams at night, because the deck is Sweet Dreams. But what I'm getting from that is continue to dream. right? Pile one, believe in your dreams and keep working towards them. And you're on the way to manifesting this. And I really think this month is a month where you actually start to see the progress and the rewards for your perseverance. It's a month where you turn things around, start to be more positive, and you actually start to see like these positive experiences coming towards you because you believe they will, you know? And that's something to be really commended, I think. Good on you, Pile One, for continuing to not give up on your dreams. That's a beautiful reading for you. That's all I have for you right now. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I wish you a beautiful April, and let's move on to pile number 2. Hello, welcome pile 2 with the rune of Fehu, which is a really beautiful rune. It's a rune of like wealth and abundance, of new beginnings and prosperity. So I think that's a really optimistic omen for you. For the month of April, it's probably a month where you're feeling really good about yourself. Things really like go with the flow and fall into place for you. You may get some sort of financial windfall, or you're really just feeling quite positive and as if like there's so much to be grateful for around you, and all of the experiences that you have are going well. Beautiful. Interesting in this imagery. There's a little shack out in the hills. Doesn't really scream like wealth and abundance, but I think generally Fehu is associated with cattle or cows, in terms of like how cows can bring you inheritance and bring in the wealth. There may also be an indication like that there's a need for you to reconnect with nature and to get outdoors, or to just enjoy, you know, a little bit of sunshine, basically. But anyway, moving on from that, we'll put that over here. Let's move on to your tarot cards to get a further idea about what's coming for you in the month of April 2020. Ooh, you have the Page of Buttons. Dream endeavor, diligence, and manifestation. Beautiful. Okay. That really goes well with the rune of Fehu. You have the Death card. Interesting. Endings, beginnings, and transition. And your final card is the Nine of Cups. Wish come true. Wish fulfillment. The Nine of Cups is all about wish fulfillment. Gratitude and contentment. Okay. Wow. These are really like strong, optimistic cards, really. The Death card can sometimes scare people off a little bit. But generally the Death card is just associated with like one ending in the start of a new cycle in your life. Death is one of the certainties in life, right? Along with, what is it? Death and taxes and change, basically. So basically this indicates that you're starting a new cycle in life. You're ending something and starting something new. And what I'm getting from these cards, with the Dream Endeavor card, the Page of Buttons here, this could really indicate that you may have like a new job coming in if you've been looking for a new job, or maybe you've been applying for new work. I do sense that April is a month where you actually get some good news about a new job coming your way. It could even be associated with a promotion potentially. But I sense it's just a month where you actually start to really like see the rewards for a lot of hard work that you've been putting in on a certain project or a certain goal. Pile 2. With the Page of Buttons associated with Pentacles, which is earth energy, very, very slow moving energy. It grows bigger and better over time, the more energy and effort and the more you water it, in a sense. I think maybe there's something that you've been investing in recently. It could be a work project. Maybe you've been putting a lot of work in at work, like doing some long hours, really like throwing yourself completely into your work and thoroughly enjoying it is what I'm getting also. It may be a personal project that you've been working on and you're wondering when you're going to start to see it take off. Or even working on your health, something to do with like this earthly matter, where you've been investing a lot of time and energy into something. The Page of Buttons tends to indicate like real youthful, exuberant energy where you're really enthusiastic about this thing. And with the Nine of Cups and the wish fulfillment card here, I just sense that this month is a month where you actually see it start taking off and start to see a lot of the benefits and rewards for all of that work and that enthusiasm it's taking you a long way. If you've been feeling as if like it's been a bit of a challenge in the past with the death card here, I really see that coming to an end, and you actually start to thoroughly enjoy, you know, throwing yourself into something 100%, because you're starting to really like see the benefits of all of your efforts. And I think it's becoming its own reward in a sense. The more you put in, the more you get out, and the better it makes you feel. Because it also does say here, like, contentment, indicating that this is actually bringing you a lot of satisfaction and joy. And I think you deserve it, pile two. I sense that maybe, you know, you haven't always had it easy. I just get the feeling that you've been really working hard on something, and you've been wondering when you're going to start to see the rewards for your efforts. And with the rune of Fehu associated with wealth and abundance, new beginnings also with the death card too, that this month is a month where you see positive movement and progress towards your goals is what I'm getting, which I think is really, really beautiful. I am also seeing here too, with the peacocks in the Nine of Cups, peacocks being a spirit animal associated with really showing yourself off, being loud and proud, like showing off all of your assets, your skills, your beauty to the world. If you are in the phase of like wanting to start a new project, or you've been putting some effort into a new project, but maybe you've been feeling as if like you've been doubting yourself, wondering if you have the skills or whether it will take off, I just sense that now is the time to really believe in yourself with the Nine of Cups here. That you have the goods, you have the talent. You really just need to let go of any sort of negative beliefs and really back yourself, throw yourself completely into this, because I just see a lot of success and satisfaction coming your way. This is something that I think really can provide a lot of like monetary wealth and abundance. But in general, this month is just going to be a month where you feel really good about yourself and start to see the rewards for the things that you've been working on. So good on you, pile two. This is really beautiful. Moving on from that, let's have a look at your oracle cards to see what they have to say. Ooh, you have the card of Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. Bam. That really goes along well with the message that I was just conveying about, like, you know, starting to see the rewards for your efforts. Whatever it is that you've been working on, you've been creating, it's starting to manifest in your reality slowly but surely. Absolutely. You had the card of awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Beautiful. And your final card, yeah, is the choose a new direction card. Well, that's really fascinating. I am putting that under the death card, which I think goes quite well in the message that you're leaving behind any ill feelings or concerns about whether this will take off, any disappointments from the past. You're changing your mindset and starting to really invest in yourself a little bit more with the Nine of Cups here, and starting to see the rewards for, I guess, believing in yourself, persevering and continuing to believe that what you are working on and what you believe you can manifest will actually manifest in your reality. But also like just being grateful for like what you have and starting to be grateful for the positive experiences that are coming your way. Absolutely. So in a way, I think you're already like choosing a new direction by choosing to like fully invest in whatever it is that you're working on, and choosing to believe 100% that you have the gifts and the goods to make this happen. And once again, if you are considering starting a new project and you've been dabbling in something and wondering whether it will take off, then this card is a confirmation that it is time to really go after it, that this direction or this goal that you're working on is the right path for you in a way. But I love that you've got both the Awakening cards and the Lemuria cards, creating heaven on earth. That's really beautiful. And with the Awakening card, energetic upgrades, a new way of being. This is a real indication that April for you is a month where you really turn a corner and start to thoroughly like just believe that your life can and will be, you know, what it is that you want in the future, what you're trying to create for yourself, pile two. It's a month where I think maybe you start looking after yourself and start nurturing your goals and do the things that you know you need to do to actually to actually move towards the things that you want in your future, which I think is really, really beautiful. Remembering also that you do have the page of buttons here. I sense that whatever it is that you are creating or that you've been working on, you're sort of in the beginning phase of this thing. It's a new idea, a new concept. You're really excited and enthusiastic about it. It will take time to manifest, but this month you really start to believe that you have the goods to make it happen. And I think that's that in itself should be commended, you know, like it to be able to like find the confidence and self-belief is the first step really on into creating and achieving our goals and manifesting our dreams. So I also just see here too, as I mentioned earlier, with being grateful for what it is that you already have in your life with the Lemuria card and the Nine of Cups. I think you're just coming into a place too where you're really starting to see that a lot of things that you already have are blessings, you know, like starting to count your blessings. You may start to like, I guess you may start your mornings with positive affirmations about, or a gratitude list about things that you have to be grateful for. The more that we choose to be grateful for the experiences in our life and pay attention to the things that we know we are lucky to have in a way, and it could be anything associated with like having a loving partner that loves and supports us, you know, having a roof over our heads, that's better than a lot of people out there, you know, having a nice warm bed to sleep in, eating healthy, more and more abundance coming your way, a lot of luck coming towards you. When we're grateful for the things that are going well in our lives, we tend to focus more on other things that we have to be grateful for, and we tend to attract more and more positive experiences towards us, which is kind of similar to pile one in a sense that I think you are turning a corner and really investing in yourself and believing in yourself. But this is really about something quite tangible is what I'm seeing. So it's a wish come true. Whatever it is that you've been wishing to manifest in your life, it begins this month where you leave behind any self-doubt and actually start to see the rewards for the things that you're working on. And I think you're really lucky for that pile too. Moving on from that, let's see if we can get any further messages for you from the Moonology cards. Spirit, can we get any further messages, please, for pile number 2, who are really starting to believe in themselves and starting to see the benefits from the self-confidence and self-belief. There's your first card. Ooh! Full Moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. Okay. Yes. And your next card? Any further messages, please, Spirit, for pile number 2? The Full Moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. It goes really, really well with the Page of Buttons, even though I know Sagittarius is a fire sign and not an earth sign. It kind of just reminds me of the need to be patient with your goals. I think this month you will start to see things like create in your reality. But what I sense that you're trying to achieve and manifest, pile 2, is something far bigger. This is just the beginning, as I was saying earlier. But I think that's really, really encouraging too. Sagittarians are like really optimistic go-getters, right? They tend to like put themselves first and to go after their dreams and desires. They want to experience all they can in this world. So I just sense that like the little rewards that you get this month really spur you on to continue to keep working on the things that you're working on, which I think is really beautiful. Any further messages, please, Spirit, for pile number 2? There you go. And in New Moon and Leo, confidence is your key to success. Well, I think that really just says it all, doesn't it? 2 fire signs too. Lots of like inspiration and passion for something, I think. And passion for life in general, because I think it's a month where you feel good about yourself. But this just says it all. Confidence is the key to success. As I was mentioning earlier, this is a month where you start to really believe in your gifts and talents and believe that you have the goods to make the things happen that you want to happen. So continue to do that. Believe in yourself. Push forward on your dreams and desires, knowing that what you are creating is something that I think will stand the test of time, and you're only at the beginning right now. But moving forward beyond the month of April, I think there's a lot to look forward to, because this is something that I think will only get bigger and better the more you invest and the more that you to continue to work on yourself and your self-belief. Lovely. Let's get a closeout message for you from my new deck. I got this deck yesterday in the mail from the lovely ladies at 78stars.net. You should check them out for everything spirituality and tarot and oracle related. They haven't asked me to plug them. I just think they're amazing. So, but let's see if we can get a closeout message, a positive affirmation for you for the month of April 2021. But I think this is a really beautiful reading in its own right, Pile 2. This is a wish come true, the start of a new cycle where all of your efforts start to take off and you have a lot to look forward to in the future. You have the card of joy. There you go. Joy. I follow my bliss and accept limitless joy. That just says it all. Along with the confidence is the key to success. This month is going to be a really amazing, magical month for you, where you have a lot of contentment and satisfaction. A lot of happiness is coming your way. Follow your bliss, Pile 2. Whatever it is that that you want to create or that you've started creating recently, if it brings you joy, then go after it, because that's the key to success right there. That's all I have for you, Pile 2. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I wish you a beautiful month, and I'll see you in the next reading. And let's move on to Pile 3. Hello, welcome Pile 3. You have the rune of Manaz as your overarching energy of the month. Manaz is the rune associated with mankind and how we differ from all other life forms on Earth. It's associated with our mind, in a way also associated with the collective consciousness. I guess man have the ability to, we're the most cognitive of all life forms, right? The deep thinkers. We can understand the issues associated with cause and effect. We don't just exist, we build upon our concepts. And I think this is a month where, it's a month I'm sensing that you spend a lot of time maybe assessing things in your life that potentially you need to change, or where it is that you're going. A month where maybe you're feeling quite mindful of your emotions also. I'm getting to with Manaz here. You can see with the moon here indicating maybe there might be some fear emotions or things that you need to deal with from the subconscious, along with the sun, which indicates joy, happiness. So, dealing with a range of emotions, really understanding what it is to be human in a way, what makes us different from all other life forms. So it's a month, I think, for you, Pile 3, where I think you start to question your life and reality. Ask yourself some bigger questions, what it is that you want from the month, where you're going with your life, what your goals are, what brings you happiness in a way, what you need to work on to let go of, and what you need to move on from. But moving on from that, let's get some further ideas about what's coming your way in the month of April 2021. We'll look at your tarot cards. Oh, you have the 8 of matches, or the 8 of wands in the Standard Rider-Waite Tarot. Movement, it says air travel, quick decisions. Interesting. You have the 7 of buttons, or the 7 of pentacles. Perseverance, diligence, and rewards. Nice. And your last card is the Sun card. Okay, that goes quite well with the Sun and the Manaz card. Happiness, joy, and optimism. Excellent. That's beautiful. Oh, okay. What I'm getting from these 3 cards for you, Pile 3, is that there may be a need for you in the month of April to make some snap decisions about things that you've been working on recently. The 7 of buttons tends to indicate, well, let us say perseverance, but for me it's about starting to see the rewards for your efforts. You planted the seeds on something in this reality. It's associated with the 3D realm, right? And material goods, the tangible. Maybe you've started a new project, or you've been working hard on a certain goal, investing in a relationship, working on yourself in some way also. And you've been wondering when it is that you're going to start to see the rewards from all of that hard work and perseverance and diligence that you've been doing. But I think this month is a month where you may need to make some sort of like quick decisions about what it is that you need to do to make sure that this continues to grow in a way, is what I'm seeing. Along with the card of Menaz here, which does indicate like the need or the idea that you may be spending a bit of time sort of like reassessing certain goals, or really delving deep into your own psyche and subconscious about what it is that you actually want, or where it is that you're going in a way. I just see it maybe needing to like make some really quick decisions about like what it is that you need to do in order to make sure that what you've been working on continues to grow and manifest. But also I'm sensing too for you, Pile 3, that it's a month where maybe you start to question whether this goal is actually right for you. Potentially with the Sun card here, this does indicate that you will be finding happiness and joy. There's a lot to look forward to this month. But I think there's also a need for you to assess maybe what it is that brings you happiness, what it is that you need to be focusing on right now that will lead you towards, you know, finding the sun, finding your peace. Yeah, this is an interesting reading. It's Pile 1 and 2 had similar energy associated with, I guess, turning a corner and starting to like believe in themselves. What I'm seeing for you, Pile 3, is, I guess, the need to maybe spend some time to question about what it is that you want from this month moving forward in a way. And I'm not saying that, you know, you need to change certain things at all. This might actually just be about really delving deep into what it is you need to do to manifest your goals, in a sense, if you need to change anything on your path, or potentially, you know, what it is that really like actually lights you up and brings you happiness. Maybe there's a need for you to consider focusing on some other things this month that lift your spirits a little bit more, in a way. I am getting some other messages here too, so I think I'll share them. The Eight of Matches, well, it does say air travel there. And the Sun card. This might be a month for you where you need to get outdoors and maybe go on a break. Potentially, you've been working really, really hard with the Perseverance card here, and you need to like take some time out to refresh and to do things that you know will like change your mindset and to bring you back to that place of like real peace and tranquility, pile 3. So this could actually be associated with the Sun card here and the Eight of Matches. It could be associated with like needing to take a holiday or going on a holiday, doing things that actually like that you love and thoroughly enjoy, so that you can get back to focusing on working on this thing that you want to create with more, I guess, more gumption, more diligence, more self-assurance, in a sense, you know. Sometimes we need to take a break from the things that we're working on in order to come back to it with more vigor and enthusiasm. So there might be a need for you just to take a bit of a break or to go on holidays. Maybe you've already booked a holiday potentially, and so you will be you know, jet setting across the country if you can, of course, in these times. But the other message I'm getting here too is that it could be a month even where you see some rapid like changes in the things that you're working on. Potentially in the past, you've been toiling and working really hard, wondering when it is that you will start to see the rewards for your efforts. But with the Eight of Wands here, the Eight of Matches, this could indicate that this month you will see rapid growth. It takes off, like moving on from the Seven of Buttons into, say, the Eight of Buttons or the Nine of Buttons, where you actually start to like live the life that you want in the future, because all of the effort that you've been putting into this thing in the past is actually like finally breaking free and taking off, moving forward. So it's a month also where you could actually see some rapid growth associated with your hard work in the past, which of course then leads to happiness, right? That makes sense too. So take what resonates. There's a few messages there for you. Mostly I'm just seeing a month where I think you you really start to question what it is that you need to do in order to lead you to happiness. Absolutely. And, you know, making some quick changes that I guess simplify your life in a way is what I'm getting for you, pile 3. Anyway, moving on from that, let's see what your oracle cards have to say. Your first card is the card of transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Ooh, lovely. You have the card of share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution. Expression. Okay. And your final card is you're ready. Okay, there you go. Wow, that's a really optimistic and positive card to end there, isn't it, with the you're ready card. Interesting that it falls on top of the share your voice card. Come out of the cave. Expression. Along with the sun card, right? And the sun is ruled by... The sun is a ruler of Leo and the 5th house, which is all about creativity, self-expression, doing the things that you love. What I am sensing here is this: if you've been feeling in the past like maybe that you don't have the skills to do something, or there's some self-doubt about your gifts and talents, this is kind of similar to pile 2 in a way also. I think it's time to just like leave that behind and to really go after something 100%, to back yourself. I think maybe this is a group with the Manaz card that can potentially get in their own head a little bit sometimes. You go back to it, you to and fro about whether... And I completely understand this, pile 3, because I am very much the same too, with the things that I'm working on right now with my YouTube channel, with the study that I'm doing in psychology. I tend to like doubt myself whether I'm on the right path or whether I'm good enough to do these things. I just think there's a strong message here to leave that behind, to get out of your head in a way. That you are good enough, you are ready, and that if you actually throw yourself into something that you thoroughly enjoy and brings you happiness and satisfaction, then that's what's going to bring you towards, like, I guess, the most peace and joy in life. Because clearly you have some talents here with the Sun card and the you are ready card. And I think in a way maybe you are starting to see that too, with the 7 of buttons indicating, like, which tends to indicate starting to see the rewards for your efforts on something, like something is starting to blossom and bloom very slowly. What I'm getting is that, in a way, I think you're breaking free of any self-doubt and negativity. And this month, I think, is a month where you sort of throw, like, caution to the wind, I sense, and just go, F it, I'm just going to back myself 100% on this thing that I want to do. I'm going to go after this thing that I thoroughly enjoy. I'm going to move, or I'm going to go on this holiday and take this time that I need. Whatever it is for you that you've been maybe doubting about recently, this month I think you just go, nope, I'm doing it. I'm backing myself and I'm going to give it a go. It could actually be related to like moving somewhere or going on a holiday, like just doing something that's good for you, right? And I think that's what will lead to like big positive changes in the future, because the more you back yourself and you believe in the things that you are trying to create, or the more you go after the things that you thoroughly enjoy, sharing your voice, putting yourself out there, showing off your gifts and talents, the more confident that you get by doing it. When you get that when you get that validation from people externally from you that say, yeah, you are amazing, like you should continue doing this, you need to do this more, right? It boosts your confidence and your self-esteem, and it really like gives you more confidence to continue to go after the things that you want and love. And that will in turn lead to transformation in terms of you becoming a more confident and diligent, self-loving individual that really believes in themselves and the things that they actually want to achieve in life, is what I'm getting. I guess you've been healing your confidence, your self-confidence. I think maybe this month you also take some time out to like, just to get out of your head in a way. which I know in a way sort of contradicts what I was saying earlier about needing to do some deep thinking about what it is that you want. But I think this can also indicate here with the transformation card and the deep healing that you're becoming more mindful of your thoughts is what I'm getting anyway. Choosing not to like spend too much time or to really read into any negative thoughts that you may have, and really focusing on the positives and throwing yourself completely into the things that you actually want from this month. And I really commend you on that pile 3, because it's not easy to do. To leave behind self-doubt and to do the things that maybe are a little bit scary or that you are afraid of anyway, because it's what you actually want in life, you know? Like, that's not easy, so good on you. Moving on from that pile 3, let's get some further messages for you from the Moonology deck. Spirit, can we get some further messages, please, for pile number 3, who are breaking free and believing in themselves, choosing not to buy into their negative thoughts or self-doubt, just giving something a go and backing themselves completely. Any further messages, please, Spirit, for pile number 3? Ooh, oh, there's 2 cards there that just flew out of the deck, so we'll take both of those. You have... okay. Exactly. I love it when this stuff happens in tarot. When I'm picking up on a message and then it's confirmed in the next card. The Full Moon in Virgo, you are good enough. And I think you're starting to see that, pile 3. You're believing in yourself. But Virgo is also an energy of like self-love and doing things that you know are good for you. I just think that you're starting to like put yourself first this month, pile 3. Not only in terms of like going after the things that you actually want and believing in yourself 100%, but you actually like, you know, looking after your own needs, looking after your health, putting up strong boundaries and putting yourself first is what I'm getting, which is really amazing. Ooh, and it's in the new moon in Aries, it's time to take action. Okay, bam. Well, that's just a reminder that if you want this to happen, then you need to go after it, really, isn't it? Aries are the first sign of the zodiac that put themselves first, literally, and go after the things that they want. Guns blazing, and I think this card just really embodies the energy of you, along with the 8 of matches, like just really following your dreams and making quick decisions and doing the things that you want this month. And having success because of it. It makes you feel good. This is an amazing reading for you, pile 3. Let's get a closeout message for you from the Sweet Dreams card, which is a new deck that I got in the mail yesterday, and I'm very excited to use it. Thank you to the lovely ladies at 78stars.net for sending it on to me. You know, I'm not affiliated with them, but I just think they're really amazing. So check them out for all things spirituality and tarot and oracle. Oh, there's your card right there. Okay. Intuition. Through my subconscious, I trust my inner wisdom and intuition. Okay. That's a beautiful card reminding you just to trust yourself and to back yourself. Any sort of intuitive nudges that you get that are directing you to go a certain way or to do a certain thing, you really just need to like believe in that and to not second guess it. And I think that's what you're really leaving behind in a way anyway, pile 3 this month, is you're leaving behind second guessing and self-doubt. Like you're really like trusting in yourself and knowing that you are guided and that you are on the right journey. And that if you throw yourself into something that you thoroughly love and enjoy, then success and happiness is just around the corner for you. This turned out to be an amazing reading for you. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe. I wish you a beautiful month. And let's move on to pile 4. Hello, welcome pile 4. You have the rune of Inguz, which is the rune associated with, in a way, fertility and potential for growth. You can see the rune at the top here kind of makes a little diamond, which indicates, I guess, the womb, like a fertile space, the potential for rapid growth and energy for something like a seed bursting from the soil in a way. So this does indicate to me that I think you're about to have a massive breakthrough in the month of April, that there's a lot of potential for you. Maybe there's a lot of different opportunities arising for you. Or you're starting to see that, you know, there's a lot to create. There's an opportunity for something new is what I'm getting anyway from the rune of Inguz. which I think is a nice sort of omen also for you, pile 4. But let's get some further messages for you. We'll put that over here about what you can expect in the month of April 2021. We'll start with your tarot cards and get it onto your oracle cards a little bit later. Your first card, there you go, is the card of 7 of Cups, and it says opportunities. It also says wishful thinking and choices. You have the card of strength, influence, control, and compassion. And your final tarot card is the Hierophant, wisdom, beliefs, and morality. Okay. Interesting. I like that you got the 7 of Cups and it says opportunities, along with the Ingus card, which is all about fertility and the potential for something new. Rapid growth from something. I sense that this month for you, pile 4, is a month where you have some decisions to make. Strength, to me, tends to indicate drawing upon your own inner resilience and resolve to get through what may be a little bit of a challenging time at present. It's more like inner strength than outer strength. Like it does say that compassion and control. It's a time when I think you need to be more compassionate to yourself and allow yourself to be kind to yourself so that you can get through a time when maybe things aren't so easy in your life. Like being gentle and compassionate is the way to persevere through a really challenging time. And what I'm seeing is that maybe what's challenging isn't necessarily your experiences that you're having. I just think maybe you're in a place where you're not really sure what the right decision is. There might be multiple different options available to right now. Like it could be in terms of your career path, which career to go down, what job to take, what the best option is in terms of what to do next in a certain situation, where to live, who you can confide in and who you can't. All of these things are potentially weighing on your mind. You have some major decisions to make this month is what I'm getting, especially with 2 major arcana cards. You're the only group that got 2 major arcana cards, indicating that this is a time, major arcana cards tend to indicate major life lessons or experiences that we go through. So I think this is a month where you're actually making big decisions and big life-altering choices for yourself right now. And with the Hierophant card, for me, the Hierophant tends to talk about spiritual wisdom and I guess really committing to your own spiritual beliefs. What I'm getting from these 3 cards is that I think you need to take some time during the month of April to, I guess, question what it is that you actually want in your future and maybe weigh up the pros and cons in a certain situation. You can also see the Strength card here with the seal balancing on the armadillo. Kind of reminds me of the Justice card a little bit. Finding the right balance, working out what's right for you, questioning all the pros and cons of this major decision that you need to make. And I guess once you work out what it is that you want to do, then it's time to really commit to it, right? And to stick to it. I just sense in a way this might be a group that's working through changing bad habits, potentially also, is what I'm seeing. The 7 of Cups can also sometimes talk about illusion and confusion, getting caught up in fantasy land, or maybe even sometimes caught up in just really bad habits. I see in a way that this could be associated with you breaking free of things that I think aren't working for you and finding the strength and resolve to commit to it so that you can actually look back on this month and see that you've made major changes that have benefited your life in a really big way is what I'm seeing also for you, pile 3. So I sense there's some major decisions to make, but also the need for you to really I guess commit to a certain path, knowing that it is the best decision for you. I'm just thinking of a group that maybe is changing habits in terms of your eating habits. eating better, eating more greenery, getting enough fruit and vegetables, maybe going to the gym or getting out and exercising every day and going for a walk, and actually committing to that, knowing full well that that will actually make you feel better about yourself. But that's what you need to do in terms of actually like changing your habits and looking better and feeling better in a way. Whatever it is for you, this is a month where you, I think, really get committed to and believe in your ability to make big changes in your life, is what I'm seeing, pile 4. And because of that, like, you know that if you commit to it, you know that like the possibilities are like are infinite in your future. Like if you feel better about yourself this month, it all starts this month. If you start to feel better about yourself and are committed to your goals and dreams, then you can create anything in the future, really, is what I'm saying. Moving on from that for you, pile 4, let's have a look at your oracle cards to see what they have to say. Okay, yeah, there you go. You have the card of boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So it really goes along well with the message I was saying about commitment and perseverance. Like cutting away anything I think that you know isn't working for you. This could also be associated with like putting yourself first too, pile 4. And strength tends to talk about inner compassion, like related to the self. I'm just drawn to all of the hands trying to take a piece of you, you know. I also think maybe this is a group that is quite easily influenced by other people's opinions and perceptions. So this time, I think this month, I should say, is a month where I think maybe you start to see that you are, you know, quite capable on your own, that you are powerful, that you are capable of making decisions. You don't need to get validation externally from each and everybody around you. But also putting up boundaries in terms of like saying no sometimes and actually looking after your own needs so that you can continue to invest time and energy into the things that you're trying to change, so the better habits that you're trying to create, you know. And you have the card of protection. Call back your power. Cut the cords. Soul retrieval. There you go. Cut the cords. Yeah, these two cards to me just speak of you like finding your own power within, doing the things that you know you need to do that will take you further on in life, like leaving behind any bad habits or leaving behind any relationships too from people that are maybe just taking too much from you and expecting too much from you. You're putting up strong boundaries, not only in terms of like giving yourself more time by cutting away people that aren't working for you anymore, but also putting up boundaries in terms of getting really committed and dedicated on a certain path. And I really commend you on that path, for it's not easy to actually like, you know, we can dabble in knowing that we need to do something for a long time, but actually getting like really dedicated and committing to it takes a lot of courage, you know. I think you're just getting to a point that you're realizing if you want something to change in your life, then you need to commit to that change 100%, is what I'm seeing. And you're not letting anything or anyone like prevent you from becoming the person that you want to in the future by making these changes and really believing in yourself, is what I'm seeing. And your final card, is the Ask Your Angels. Okay. This card goes back to what I was talking about earlier with the 7 of Cups, in terms of like maybe feeling a little bit confused about what path to go down, what it is that you need to do, what option is best for you. I think you already have the answers within you, pile 4. I think you already know what it is that you want and what it is that you need to do in order to like make these big drastic changes that will lead you to like living a better, more fulfilling life. Absolutely. But if you are feeling like, you know, you're doubting yourself a little bit, which is completely understandable when you're going through a lot, then this is a reminder that your guardian angels and your spirit guides are here to like give you the answers that you need and to support you and to protect you, you know. It's nice that you have the card of protection here, and just indicating that you are protected and that your spiritual team does have your back and that they want the best for you. So if you need some clarity on your path, if you need to know that you are on the right path, or if you just want something, if you just want validation from your spiritual team, just reach out and maybe make contact through meditation, or even just like asking them out loud. I quite often talk to my spiritual team especially when I'm out going for walks in the afternoon. I just talk to them all the time. People on the street must think I'm crazy because I'm one of those people that just talk to themselves all the time. But basically, I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to my spiritual team. I'm confirming things to myself also. If you want the answers, then they're here to give it to you. So just ask them quite literally, vocally, what it is that you want, or maybe connect to them through meditation or something like that. But I really do see that you've probably got the answers already, that you just need to believe in yourself and go after this thing and really commit to it. And I think that's what is happening for you this month, Pile 4, is that you were finding that strength within to really like cut away anything or anyone that is preventing you from getting to where you want to be in the future. And I think that's really amazing. Beautiful. Moving forward, let's get some further messages for you, Pile 4, from the Moonology cards. Spirit, can we get some further messages, please, for pile number 4, who are, committing to something that maybe they've been afraid to commit to in the past and believing in themselves, knowing full well that they are protected and that they have your backing if they need any answers. Any further messages, please, Spirit, for pile number 4? Okay, well, there's one card. I'll just take this one. Yeah, there you go. Full Moon in Gemini, the answers you need are coming. Ask your angels. If you have been questioning a certain path, or you're wondering if you're doing the right thing, you're wondering which option is best for you potentially, if you've been doubting like decisions that you've made in the past, then just ask your angels, and I think the answers that you need will be given to you pretty soon, is what I'm getting from that card. Absolutely. But also, I just think, as I mentioned earlier, I think you really probably already have the answers within you, Pile 4. If you spend a little bit of time on your own, like contemplating, meditating, weighing up the pros and cons about what it is that you want, I think you'll naturally just like come up with the answers that you need. And yeah, the full moon eclipse, conclusions are within reach. Beautiful. Wow. That message is really indicating to me that if you actually dedicate yourself to something 100% and back yourself, believe in yourself, that you can and you will achieve the goals that you want. Like it's almost destined to happen for you. Also with the full moon eclipses tend to like unveil things that we may not have known in the past. There's a little bit of mystery and mystique associated with the eclipse cards. I think maybe in a way this month, look out for some sort of hidden knowledge or something unveiling from your subconscious that maybe you weren't aware of in the past. I'm getting a group that maybe has strong sort of claircognizant abilities, where you're able to like suddenly have a sudden understanding or knowing about your path or what it is that you need an answer to. And I really think you shouldn't doubt that, Pile 4 too. I think you've got some strong spiritual gifts that are guiding you on your path, especially with the Ask Your Angel cards here too. If you ask your angels for a certain question and you want the answers to it, I think it'll probably just naturally come to you in your head. Like you'll suddenly have an understanding or knowing about what it is you need to do, or what the right path is, what the right decision is for you. So don't doubt yourself, just commit and go for it. Let's get a closeout message for you from this new deck that I got in the mail yesterday, the Sweet Dreams deck. Thank you to the lovely ladies at 78stars.net for sending it on to me. You should have checked them out for anything spiritually related, associated with like tarot, oracle cards, self-care and self-love. They didn't ask me to say that, but I just think they're amazing. It's 78stars.net. Any closeout messages, please, for pile number 4, please, Spirit. Who I think really already know what it is they need to do in order to change their life for the better. They just need to make a decision, go after it, and commit to it, is what I'm saying. And trust themselves. Trust any intuitive inklings that they may get. Not let anyone or anything get in their way of achieving the things that they want, is what I'm saying. There you go. Woo! The card of fearlessness. There you go. I pay close attention to my heart and mind. I do not allow fear to distract me. Okay, I think that's a really powerful message to close out Fear Powerful. I just sense in the past that maybe you've struggled to like really commit to something 100% because of fear, and I completely and 100% empathize with that. I too go through ups and downs where I'm like, can I do this? Am I good enough? Especially with me in this tarot channel, like I love doing these readings. I really do. It really brings out so much like enthusiasm, and I love connecting to spirit through these cards. You know, it's amazing. But sometimes I doubt my abilities. I think this is really just a reminder for you to leave all the doubt behind and to really just commit to it. To trust yourself too, right? Like, there's a strong indication that you just need to like go for it and believe in yourself with a Hierophant here too. And that all will end out okay and probably turn out far better than you could ever imagine if you commit and believe, is what I'm getting for you, Powerful. So those are your messages for you today. I hope it resonated with you. I wish you a beautiful month ahead. If it did resonate, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.